Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast. Today we have three bilingual educators that will share with us all their experience in the practicum, all their beliefs and methodologies they use in their teaching practices, and also what they have learned in the curriculum design course. So, welcome!
Hi!
The purpose of this interview is to explore the importance of developing a teaching philosophy as a fundamental part of a teacher professional identity. A teacher philosophy goes beyond a written statement. It serves as a guiding framework that shapes our decisions, interaction, and instructional practices in the classroom. Discussing the role of teacher cognition, experiences, and pedagogical principles, we aim to highlight how a well-defined teaching philosophy influences curriculum designs, instructional strategies, and students' engagement. Understanding and articulating our teaching philosophy not only strengthens our effectiveness as educators, but also ensures that we provide meaningful and inclusive learning experiences. Through this interview, we seek to encourage both new and experienced educators to reflect on their own teaching philosophies and recognize their impact in shaping the future of bilingual education. So, continue watching.
So let's start with our first guest. Maria Jose, welcome to our podcast. How are you today?
Okay, thank you for inviting me. I'm very good and glad to be here.
Okay. Okay, the first question is, how does your teaching philosophy align with the principle of curriculum design and implementation?
Okay, I strongly consider that each content class and each teaching practice opportunity makes significant and meaningful contributions to shape our teaching persona, right? And of course to develop our professional skills. For example, in my classes, I used to use gamification and dynamic learning while integrating meaningful and activities that includes real-life situations. I play in different contexts by using the vocabulary that is intended to be measured, and I encourage a student-centered approach, which allow the learners to participate and play an active role in the learning process.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's continue with another question. In terms of goals, in terms of learning outcomes, what do you consider that is the goal of a teacher in shaping and delivering the curriculum?
Okay, first I will say that my primary goal is to foster students' engagement in classes through the task-based learning, TBL. That methodology enhances the students' ability to demonstrate their knowledge about different communicative tasks. And this approach encourages learners to use language as a practical tool while promoting the learning through experience rather than just memorization. I also frequently include in my task, I used to integrate the 4 skills in every single activity to support the students' overall language learning development. The 4 skills, which are reading, listening, speaking, and writing.
Okay, thank you, Maria.
Okay, it's a pleasure.
Okay, teacher Erika, taking into account all your experience and your philosophy, personal philosophy, what do you think that are these personal experience, knowledge, and beliefs that have influenced or shaped your teaching philosophy?
Of course, and to answer these questions, it is important to mention a fragment from the test of Tara in 2024 that said TPS, teaching philosophy, a statement of reservists and novice teachers tend to be highly idealistic and often far from reality. And I think that's so true because a teaching philosophy should be created through the experience of in-service teaching in which you are the real leader in charge of a group and the mediator and the facilitator of knowledge.
Of course. Okay, that's so interesting, Erika. I want that you illustrate us more about your teaching philosophy. Can you tell us?
Of course. So, meanwhile,
I can have a pre-teaching philosophy based on my positive student-teacher relationships because they have built my conception of quality education. And most of my teachers are and were great examples of how to do the things right, and as well as how to be a human with the whole extension of the word. I expect to impact the minds of students in the same direction. Also, the real importance that I gave to education is an important element in my pre-PTS, and to teach not only to cover the topics assigned by a curriculum, but also to generate a transformation and to encourage the desire for growth and discovery about the world that is out there and far away from their real context, and that may give them a chance to live happier.
Okay, thank you so much, Erika.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back, teacher
Thank
Sophie.
you.
How are you today?
I'm really good, thanks.
Okay, it's a pleasure to have you here again.
And it's a pleasure to me to be here again.
You can be here all the time that you want to, you know.
Thank
but
you.
the first question for you is, in what ways have you past learning experiences and teacher education program influenced your personal teaching philosophy?
Okay, so my teacher philosophy has been shaped by both my past learning experiences and as a teacher in my teacher education program. So, as discussed in the theoretical framework that we were talking in the previous podcast, go and see it. My own experiences as a language learner have helped me to understand the challenges students face, reinforcing the importance of communicative and student-centered approaches. Additionally, the framework's on language teachers' connections emphasize how belief, prior experiences, and formal training influence teaching practices. Through my coursework, I have developed a more critical perspective on traditional grammar focuses, and now I want to prioritize interactive and meaningful language use. This balance between experience and theory has allowed me to refine my approach to teaching, ensuring that it is both effective and responsive to the students' needs.
Okay, teacher, thank you so much. So finally, I want to highlight the key conclusions from our teaching philosophy. First, we recognize that teaching is not just about delivering content. It's about fostering meaningful learning experiences, adapting to diverse educational contexts, and continuously growing as a professionals. And we know that our teaching philosophy will continue to evolve as we gain more experiences and face new challenges in the classroom. In this interview, we explore our teaching philosophies and how they align with curriculum design to create meaningful learning experiences. It's time to reflect on what it means to be bilingual educators and the impact we hope to have in our future classroom. So, I want to ask you, how do your beliefs, knowledge, and experiences shape the way in which you teach? And thank you for watching. I see you in the comments, and bye bye.